These episodes are intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion advised.
I want to show him that I can do it, so I can gain his respect and then be worth the admiration that I wanted. And like the last 3 days, there was only 3 days to go, and I decided to leave. But it was actually not really something so easy as it sounded. I decided to start in that direction and slowly let it take more time on my week.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we have my old friend Fabio on the podcast. Fabio, you are the first full-blooded international on the podcast. So congratulations and welcome.
Well, thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy about this conversation. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
And yeah.
So,
sorry for my rusty English. It's been a while since I've been having a full conversation. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's been 10 years now since I've graduated, and longer for you. So I'm sure.
Yeah, I was the class of 2012. So yeah, 12 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It leads us right into our first question, though, which is, if you were 18 and you were graduating this year, what advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, so that's actually a hard question to answer. I've thought about it a lot, and the only answer to this is I will tell myself to do what feels right for me at the to do what feels right for you at the moment. Everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be the way you want it to be, or even if it's not what you imagine, it's gonna be. The future, your life, your career, your love, your family, your whatever it is that you're imagining right now, it's gonna be different, but. Everything is going to turn out fine. You will be okay. Do not stress too much about the expectations that you have to be good in a certain level of academic results, or a certain pathway that you have to reach in a career. Because I'm actually very, very happy about my life right now, the way it turned out. So I wouldn't give a specific advice to myself, even if I'm tempted to. Looking back, there are some choices I could have made differently. But ultimately, thanks to those experiences, even though were negatives, those are the ones that brought me here today. And I wouldn't want to change it. So
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. So tell me about your life before Shape. Where you were born, how your family kind of got into the military and then ended up at Shape, and then your life now.
Wow. So I was born in northern Italy, northeast Italy, in a small town, actually. My dad was already in the military, and my mom didn't work at the time, so she was traveling with him.
She was the stay-at-home mom taking care of you.
Exactly, yeah. They had my brother, and 2 years after, they had me. And after that, we continued to travel all across Italy. And we moved close to Rome. And for 5 years, like my mom used to tell me that 2 days after I was born, they had to travel and they had to move from one house to another. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
so they had to go through a lot, of course, and I never stayed more than 3 years in the same house. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so actually, Shape was the place where I lived the longest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we were
Okay.
there, yeah, 4.5 years. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then you graduated.
and then I graduated. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I moved. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
So,
university. Yeah,
okay. Oh, it's for university. I was going to ask you, because I know in Europe they can have like mandatory military
military.
service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Was
in
that for
Italy,
you?
yeah, it was like this, but until 1992, like 1995, maybe was the last year where it was mandatory. After that, it was a career choice. It was not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good.
So
That's good.
yeah, that's good.
So, what did you learn at the university? Like, what did you get your degree in?
So the first because it's very different here in Italy the way the universities work. They are completely not. There is no cooperation between high school and college and university because the university is an entity of itself. So you can. It doesn't matter the grade that you had
Okay.
in high school. I mean, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, you can even graduate with the lowest grade, and you can apply to the best university.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There is no need for an academic background.
Yeah.
And so the universities work with a quiz, an entrance quiz,
Okay. Yeah.
which is one for every every faculty. So
Okay.
I tried to get in medicine to become a doctor. I tried for physiotherapy, which is the job that I'm doing now,
Okay.
and if the problem was that if you do not enter in one of those faculties where you did the exam, you cannot you don't do anything basically. So you try out very different faculties.
Okay.
So I did the first year. I actually did laboratory research, like in the
Oh.
laboratory. Yeah, so I
Okay.
did 1 year of a lot of statistics and chemistry and physics and biology, even though it wasn't my thing, but I didn't pass medicine, I didn't pass physiotherapy, and I also did, which was my main goal at the time, the to become an officer in the military, to
Okay.
do medicine in the military as an officer, which is
Okay.
like West Point, the Italian West Point.
Okay.
If I could give you an example of that. And that was my main goal. I did for 3 years in a row. I went to do the selection. It was a very selective. It was very strict. The year that for me was the closest to that goal. Out of 8,000 people, only like 110 will get in,
Okay.
and for the position of medic officer, only 11 people out of 1,000 will get in, and I got fourth in the fourth
Wow.
place. So I actually got in. The thing
Yeah.
is that I decided to not continue and come out of it,
Okay.
and that's
Why is
where,
that?
yeah, that's the interesting part, I think,
Okay. Okay.
about my post-shape struggle. Because in shape, I mean, I lived the best years of my teenage years. It was all wonderful.
Yeah.
I used to live in shape, so I would always, I would be free to go anywhere. You have
Yeah.
friends, you play sports,
Yeah.
you party.
Yeah. He was the soccer king out here.
Yeah.
Used to come watch you play, and I loved watching you play, and all of you guys, because soccer, we had so many internationals that like it felt like a legit football game, and coming to watch you and everybody else in GG, it
Yeah.
was so much fun to just sit there and watch you guys just play the game.
Yeah. We had a great football team. Yeah, football. We
Mm-hmm.
say football, in Europe, but
Yeah,
it's
football.
actually
Yeah,
soccer. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
soccer.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, we have a yeah, but it's a cultural difference.
Yeah,
Here is
yeah.
like football for the US.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
So tell me,
yeah.
yeah. Tell me
That's
after what happened. Like, why didn't you decided to stop? Like,
I realized a couple of things. First of all, I had done 1 year of physiotherapy already
mm-hmm.
at university. So I got in, I did 1 year. At the end of that year, I, at the same time as doing university, I was doing the selection for the Italian West Point, I call it that.
Okay.
And because it's a very long process with 9 or 10 phases of selection where they evaluate many aspects of you psychologically, your cultural knowledge, your physical ability, many aspects.
Yeah.
So at the end of that year, I got in there was 1 month of military life inside this academy, and
Mm-hmm.
like the last 3 days, there was only 3 days to go, and I decided to
Mm-hmm.
leave. That's because I did 1 year of physiotherapy. I was
Okay.
with my girlfriend
Okay.
at the time, and we did 1 year anniversary with her, and now she's my wife.
Oh,
So
congrats.
I thank you, and I felt like I was gonna lose her. I knew I was gonna lose her,
Mm-hmm.
and it also felt like I was living towards the success of feeling more. It was as it was such a hard process, and it was so
Mm-hmm.
hard to get in. I felt like I was there only to prove a point, only to prove that I could do it, only to gain,
Mm-hmm.
my father's respect, and
Yeah.
to show my family, my friends, everybody that I was good enough to do that thing,
Yeah.
to achieve that award. Like getting in was the award, was the final, you know, the final
Yeah.
line of.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah. Like, all of us, we want to prove to our parents that we can do either what they believe we can do or what they believe we can't do, and
Yeah,
we just want to, prove to them. So yeah, I get it.
yeah, that's exactly it. I remember the moment I decided I wanted to enter the academy, and it was when my dad told me about it,
No.
and he had a look in his eyes like he was dreaming. He was saying like it's so hard to get in, and you will
Mm-hmm.
be doing medicine and becoming an officer, and economically you will be good for life. And
Yeah.
I remember him being looking up to the position, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I want to get that. I want to show him that I can do it, so I can gain his respect and then be worth the admiration that I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
So, but when I was there, leaving that academy life, I realized that I would be losing another part of me that I didn't want to lose, which was the love life.
Yeah.
But it was not just about the love life and having a girlfriend and being free, because if you
Mm-hmm.
enter that that lifestyle, you kind of lose some freedom,
Okay, yeah.
of choice in your life. Yeah, so that, but I mean, in the sense of, I really felt like this girl was, the love of my life. I felt it. It was only
Yeah.
1 year, but I really had something in me that was saying, don't give it up. That's
Yeah.
worth more than a career, a prestigious career, or everything else that is on stake. So I got out. The last day that was possible to leave, I left, and
Okay. Where'd you go
and my
from
dad
there?
was furious.
Oh, your dad
Oh
was
yeah,
mad.
oh yeah, he was furious, and I knew it
I'm
too.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I think it's one of those things where our parents want to set us up for success. And so,
in a
like,
good
your
way.
dad's like, yeah, this will financially, you'll be good, you'll be set. And then when we decide to go on our own and go our own way, it can be very hard. But I know culturally it can be different because, I've heard of when people, especially like in Asia and stuff, if they don't do what their parents tell them, they shun them and they're shut out of their family.
Yeah,
So, how was it for you, being Italian? Like, what was the difference?
yeah, yeah. You made a good point about cultural differences. The thing is, usually there is some strong influence from parents,
Yeah.
but I would say here in Italy, I would say that with my dad, in this particular case, it was very, very strong. As I said, I tried for 3 years, so that was the third year. So he was really investing a lot of time, energy with me, and trying to help me, even, trying to make calls and say, oh, do you know anybody in the commission, and trying to help in any way possible, even if actually he didn't help. But he had
Yeah.
that that fire, and the satisfaction that he would get from telling his colleagues, my son,
Yeah.
he is
The
there, he's
proud.
doing
He's proud
good.
of you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just being very proud. And my dad, we had a bit of conflict with this, because he would say, do not leave this career because of a girl. You've met her, it's the first big love of your life, but do not compromise your future to be with this girl. And we will have these conversations as I was in the academy
Okay.
doing the month of selection. So,
Okay.
and it was hard, because we only had 10 minutes of cell phone a day, only 10
Oh,
minutes. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Oh, from
So
6 a.m.
did they take your phone?
No, 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 no. You had to have
Okay.
it locked in
Okay.
your room. But because it was a selection process, they had to really hammer you down, and
Keep you focused.
yeah, make you miserable. Yeah, like very miserable. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I
Wow.
mean, uh, there were a lot of people like that would cry, guys, girls. A lot of people will cry for the stress, and when at Sunday, yeah, one day of a week, yeah, Sunday, the parents could come and visit you. There was a
Okay.
room for the visits, and you had like 2 hours maybe. And I remember the other guys crying with their families, and I never cried, not because I don't know, but the thing is that for me, actually, that kind of pressure and stress wasn't a problem. And I realized that it's because of my dad's approach, because he was in the military,
Yeah.
as you know, and
Yeah.
he was always a strict parent, but I didn't know that. I didn't realize that he was a strict parent until, you as a military kid, you're used to hanging out with military kids. So
Yeah.
the kind of parenting sometimes is similar, and the stories you tell each other more or less are similar. But when I met other people, and they would not understand many things that I went through.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like
Yeah, it's a complete, like, it's a culture shock within a culture shock, because like the military life, we didn't realize how much it was just for the military and how we were raised, and what the things we did. I think we were such in a bubble that we didn't realize people outside our bubble wouldn't understand or get the things that we did. So yeah, completely
yeah,
understand you. It took me a
yeah,
while as well.
yeah. I think bubble is the right word. I use bubble when I talk about shape,
Yeah,
as it
definitely.
is a completely different word.
Yeah.
It's a bubble,
Now you
and
have so many people from around the world in one place,
yeah,
So
and every
yeah.
year it keeps changing. That's something that in no other place happen. That doesn't happen.
Exactly.
It's just amazing. Yeah, and I'm very grateful to my parents for that opportunity that they gave me. And
Yeah.
yeah, so coming back to my dad reaction, he was not happy, mostly because I didn't listen to him. I didn't trust him in his advice, and
Yeah.
so he was very, very mad. We didn't talk for a couple of months. He neglected me, like, for a period. Like, it was tough.
Yeah.
He, you know, yeah. There are many little stories that I could tell, but the point is that it was much harder than I thought
Yeah.
coming back home.
How did you deal with that? Him not talking to you?
I toughen up.
Yeah.
I just realized what we had is over. I have to find my own peace within me, and accepting that I did the right thing, and nobody's gonna change my my idea about my decision. I came back to live a certain life and not live that kind of life. So
Yeah.
that's the decision is made. I cannot go back. I know if he doesn't agree, there is nothing I can do. Right now, I did what was right for me, and so I did that. And it was actually hard also to keep my relationship with my girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife. But at the time, it wasn't so easy, as uh, the feedback coming from my dad. She was also surprised about all the situation that was a bit strong. We were
Yeah.
only 19 years old, and there was already so much stuff going on, and it wasn't easy. Also, the year after with her, but then everything worked out. I finished my college degree in physiotherapy. I started
Okay.
working. I found a really nice job, and now I work part time there where I started working 7 years ago, and I do a lot of other clinical patients, and I work in many different fields inside the physiotherapy world. So
Okay.
I'm very happy because my dad, after a couple of years, then we came back together, we talked, and everything was kind of fine. But then
Nice.
the biggest thing I'm happy about is that he apologized, and he said, "You're actually doing very good
That's good.
in this career you choose." and the fact that I married my girlfriend, so my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was right and he was wrong,
Yeah.
and so I was right. I mean, everything worked as I hoped for. So
Yeah. So sometimes our parents' opinions have to be thrown out so that we can live the life that's best for us.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember which philosopher said it. Maybe Freud, but I think Freud. He said, in order to become an adult, you have to kill your parents. Kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And yeah,
yeah,
their influence and stuff that they have on you. Yeah, definitely. Because we're our own people. And I think sometimes, especially with the military life, we feel like we are who they are. And then when we get
yeah,
out, it's like, oh, hold on. This is not the life I want. And I need to figure that out. So I'm glad you got to figure that out for yourself and that you're doing well.
yeah, yeah. I'm doing very well, and
That's good.
yeah. I'm very happy, and I have a kid, a little boy.
You had a kid.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. How old is he?
yeah, a 6 month old.
Oh,
6 months. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Look at
I mean,
you.
it's the happiest months of my life. I've never
Yeah.
been as happy as I am now with him. I mean, I didn't
That's,
know, and nobody knows until
yeah.
you have one. Even when Francisca, my wife, even when she was pregnant,
Hmm.
you imagine, you try to visualize, the kid and the life, and you feel happy, but it's not even close as the real joy and pure happiness that it comes out of you. There is nothing you can do, and I believe it is something that all of us have inside. All of
Yeah.
us, we as animals, we have the instinct of procreating, and I think there is already inside us that kind of love, the motherly
Hmm.
love and the parenthood. It just doesn't come out until you have a baby. And when
Yeah.
it comes out, it's very, very strong.
Yeah.
It's
So
yeah.
how does it feel to be a dad? How's the whole experience for the last 6 months? I know that you love him so much, but like, how has it helped you grow?
Discipline
Mm,
is the first thing that comes to mind. Actually, discipline. You have to be disciplined. I mean, you cannot skip a day.
yeah. So
And
true.
if you want to have the house cleaned and the clothes and the dinner ready, and you have to be on point every day and do what needs to be done. And actually, it's very hard. It's very hard because I have, as previously, compared to before the day he was born, I do the same things. I work long hours. I get home at like 6, 7. I get out in the morning at 7 p.m., 7 a.m.,
Mm.
and come back at 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m., sometimes 8 p.m. So,
Oh,
and,
wow.
and I'm away all day. So I get home and I have to do, the home daily activities.
Hmm.
Cook, clean the kitchen, clean no, the floor, and go to the grocery store and get and
Yeah.
buy the groceries. No, usual life stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife, I think she's very good at handling the baby and doing some of the work around the house during the day, but it's never easy to be consistent. You have to
Yeah.
follow the baby's needs.
Yeah. That's very
So,
true.
so
Um,
it's very hard, but it's very validating. It's
yeah.
very
Rewarding. Yeah.
rewarding. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a weird question, but
Yeah.
how is the prices of like formula and things for the baby, because over here it is skyrocket. So how is it in Italy? Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break to ask if you are enjoying this episode. Go ahead and follow us on Stories of a Dandelion right here on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcast, as well as follow us on all of our social media accounts. Let's create this community full of military brats who feel that they're okay with opening up about their mental health, about sharing their journey, what they're going through, and create a place for beautiful healing through stories. So again, please go ahead and follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, as well as all of the social media accounts. Now let's get back to today's episode.
For the formula, you mean as the milk for the baby?
Yeah. Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, that in that way we are lucky because she's breastfeeding, completely breastfeeding, so we didn't have to add anything. But the prices are not so high. They did not get higher in the last years. The government a few years ago had made some arrangements to lower the prices, cutting taxes. But right now, those taxes came back. So the price itself changed, but because of the taxes, not because of inflation of the the prices of the product. But yeah, we also contemplated the possibility of using the washable. How do you call the
diapers?
The diapers.
Yeah.
Because there is washable diapers.
Yeah.
And we contemplated using them, but it was actually not really something so easy as it sounded. We had a couple we tried, but it was actually more of a mess than expected, than it was beneficial. So
yeah, I get that.
But that would be a big way to cut the financial aspect of it.
Yeah.
As you buy 20 diapers and then you don't have to buy any more.
Yeah.
But
yeah, depends on how the future looks with those reusable diapers.
Yeah, you cannot never know. Oh, and one thing we did to cut expenses was also the connection with other people that had the baby maybe 1 year earlier than you, and they will give you clothes, and as they wear the pants and the clothes for like maybe only 1 or 2 months, because then they go
exactly.
If you buy if you buy every single thing for the baby, you can spend 10,000 euros in 1 year, 15,000 euros, like that. You don't even realize it. So if it's possible, we try to cut.
Yeah, you got to save for that kid's future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, do you guys have paternal leave? Like, when you had the baby, did you get time off of work?
I had 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, as a father. Yeah.
As a father, okay.
Yeah, and then
I just thought it would be longer because I've seen like things in the news of Europe and how they're changing that. I just thought it would be longer for some reason.
Yeah. 10 days, and then there is the possibility of staying at home, but the other parent, so the mom, has to work. So before, only the mother could stay at home. Now also the dad, but it's actually or the dad or the mother. Both cannot stay at home. Yeah, so I had only 10 days. But actually I stayed home 3 weeks because I took a also my vacation days.
Okay.
I tried to add up more as many days as possible because it was
Yeah.
a magical time. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it was
sure.
actually
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you got to spend some extra time with him. Speaking of vacation days, like how does that work? How do you guys do that? I know for us, we start around like 11 to 15. How is it for you guys?
Um, it depends a lot actually where you work and uh, what kind of contract you have. Uh, but for me, like I have 24 days a year that I can take whenever I want, no questions asked. And my biggest problem is with my clinic, my private practice,
Okay.
where you are free to take as many days as you want, but it's also the most remunerative uh, career. So you have to choose wisely how many days you take off.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
you started your own practice.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
wow. Okay. How
yeah,
how long
yeah.
have you been doing that?
It's actually 1 year. One
Wow.
year.
And
In
how's it
it's
going?
it's a part-time
Okay.
private practice. As I try to, uh, how do you say in English? Diversificate. I have different
Diversify. Yeah.
diversify. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to start in that direction and slowly let it take more time on my week. But
Okay.
yeah, and it's
It's
going
going
really
well.
well. I really enjoy it. It's very fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
How many
I'm also
clients do
happy.
you how many clients do you have?
Ooh, it depends on the moment as there is a big turnover. As
Okay.
usually I take my maximum was 12 in a day, uh, and there is a big turnover because usually the biggest part of my job
Hmm.
as a physiotherapist is to assess the problem of the patients. To understand why they're having that pain, what went wrong, in their program if they're an athlete,
Yeah.
and then make a program on the to get back to where they were and uh, make them feel better and usually I do 3 to 5 um, sessions with them, and usually they're fine. I mean, by the fifth session, usually we look at each other and we go like, "Oh, I'm actually healed." So I
Yeah.
came because we had an appointment, but I'm good. So and
Yeah.
then they so so yeah, and I really enjoyed the ACL uh, post ACL reconstruction,
Okay.
rehabilitation. Those are my favorite patients. Yeah, soccer, football. No, not football. Soccer, basketball, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly soccer and basketball players. I really enjoy them. They're young. They're fun. We do a
Yeah.
lot of active exercises, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Reminds you of your younger days.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
good
yeah.
though. That's good that you're doing something that you really enjoy and that you're being able to be your own boss. That's really cool.
Yeah, that has no price.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because after some time, you'll be able to spend more time with family as well as I don't know. Are you planning to grow and expand, like hire other people when time comes? Like,
Yes, it's a long-term project.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, long-term project. I believe in 10 years, if I see myself in 10 years, uh, I can see something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. That was going to be my final question for you. Like, where do you see yourself in like the
yeah.
future, the next couple years? I usually say 5. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
When do I see myself in 5 years? I
Both
see
career
myself
wise and
doing
family wise. Career and
what?
family.
See,
Career
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
family. Yeah.
So yeah, I believe I see myself with another kid.
Hmm.
I when Thomas,
Oh, that's his
which
name.
is my firstborn, when Thomas was born, in the first few months, I was like, how do people make more than one? I mean, it's so hard. How do you manage to have a 2 months old and a 3 year old? You go
Yeah.
crazy. How is it possible? Why do people make more than one? I mean, why? But now that he's 6 months old, it's a bit easier to handle life with him, and your love grows as he grows. So you see, I can see myself with another kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and then I see 5 years. Yeah, I think 5 years I can say I only do private practice. If
Okay.
everything continues to grow slowly but steadily, as it did this year,
Yeah.
I think I can make it. So
That's
so
good.
yeah, and
That's so
and I
good.
see myself still doing sports. I'm not doing ball sports anymore
Mm.
because I started rock climbing. So I got a lot into that, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I see myself climbing mountains, and yeah,
Wow. Nice.
yeah.
Nice. You think you'd come to the States anytime?
Oh, that's a nice question. Yeah, I would like to visit. There are many things that
Yeah.
I would like to visit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The cities, of course, but also uh, the Yosemite National Park, the Grand
Hmm.
Canyon. The classics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always watched, movies, and I would really enjoy that. Yeah, yeah. It goes, I think, in the 10-year project
Yeah. Yeah.
more
Exactly.
than the
Well.
5. More, yeah, probably because I would like to go with the kids so they can
Oh yeah.
enjoy the experience.
Yeah. I
And
get that.
yeah,
Hey, hit me up if I'm still here. Come
yeah.
visit.
Well,
I live in Georgia.
yeah. I realize we only talked about me. I want to know something about you.
Okay. After I graduated high school, I moved back to with my mom because or not I moved to the States. Sorry. My mom still stayed in Belgium. I went to college and then I got out and I graduated, moved back in with my mom, got a job and stuff. COVID hit
Oh yeah.
and kind of slowed down the progress of being able to grow in my career. So still trying to figure out that part now that, COVID's done, the last year or so. Kind of I've worked for retired veterans, the medical center here. I worked for them and now I'm trying to find out what's next for me. So that's where I'm in. I'm trying to get into that transitional stage of really what I want to do in life. But yeah, figuring it
Yeah.
out. It's a lot. And, I got to pay off school.
Oh
It's,
yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
it's,
guys in the states have big problems from my point of view, from our point of view, with
oh
that
yeah.
with the college debt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're
Yeah.
not wrong. Completely right. Like,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
yeah. It's
It's
very.
unfortunate that we have to pay so much money to be able to survive, and then
Yeah.
yeah, they just
I
want us
I
to
I
the rat
won't.
race.
I will not tell you how much I paid for university because I don't
No,
want you
please
to.
tell me. Please tell me. Let the people know so they know how crazy it is over here.
So there is something that I think is it's actually smart because it's a public school, public university, not a private.
Mhm.
So of course the prices are lower.
Yeah.
Maybe the quality, but I wouldn't be sure. Quality is actually good. The public university is very good actually. Also because there are not so many private schools because
Yeah.
almost nobody pays so much money to go there because the public school is already good.
Yeah.
So there is um, every year there is the same amount of money that you pay, like fixed, like 500 euros
Oh,
for the year. And then
yeah.
there is another tax that you have to pay to the university, but it goes with your um, your family's income. So they go and analyze how is your
Mhm.
family doing. You know,
Yeah.
do you earn like 100K per month? Okay, so maybe you can pay the maximum. Do
Yeah.
you earn like 2,000 euros per month? Okay, maybe you can pay less. Are you
Yeah.
completely in complete poverty? Okay, so you can pay very little. But everybody has access to university.
Yeah.
So I paid, I didn't pay much, like maybe 1,000 euros per year, more or less. And the maximum, yeah. And
Mhm.
the maximum tax was not so much, even for the richest people. You know, it was like
Yeah.
2 or 3,000 a year, no more than 3,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that's good. That's amazing. I'm happy that, there's places that have figured it out where, yeah, school is accessible for everybody. But yeah, in the States, 1 year is like $40,000.
Yeah, I know. It's very crazy.
It is.
But like,
It is.
why? That's my question.
I claim I think I'm not the only one that has this opinion, but it's just greed of the the American culture. It's just the greed of it, where it's we try to get as much money from you as we can, and then not for you to have like you have your own business, right? And you're creating your own business, where for them they want us to continue to work for companies and do the 9 to 5 and not have our own aspirations, but continue to be on that rat race of you pay this off and then you get a house. But now houses are so expensive, like, and renting a one room, like a studio apartment where there's no bedrooms. It's about like 1,500.
No,
Yeah, 800
no
square
way.
feet. Eight
No
hundred square
way.
feet. I kid you not.
No way. Come to Italy.
I I look. I have been looking for work overseas, so help me out, help a girl out. I am ready. Like
What would you like to do?
I have a sports management degree, so the last couple of years I have been dealing with contracts to get me in that door. So I want to be like an agent, the one who connects the player to the team.
Yeah.
So hey, help a girl out. Let me come back to Europe. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to be back.
Okay.
Oh man, but yeah,
Roger
it's
that.
crazy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
it's
It's
crazy.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm buying a house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We are
How many
about to.
bedrooms? Tell them how many bedrooms and stuff and the good
So we
price
have
because
an open space with the kitchen and the living room. It's not huge. It's not very big,
yeah.
but it's a good space. And then we have 3 bedrooms, two king bedrooms, and one a bit smaller. Uh, one bedroom, one bathroom. I would have wanted two, but it's actually not so easy to find.
Yeah, that's
Everything you look for, so you have to make some. You have to accept something. So one bathroom, and the garage. That's it, and then a small, like 3 feet per 3 feet. Where
that's
you can put stuff. A small,
yeah.
a very very small cabinet, like,
Okay, yeah. That's nice.
and
It looks sounds
that's like
good.
190,000.
Okay.
I don't know how much.
Yeah, I know. I'll convert it. I'll put it somewhere down below once
Yeah,
after we're
more or
done recording.
less to 200,000, more or less.
Yeah.
more or
Yeah.
less. And it's for the prices here, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in Italy, prices have gotten a raise lately, but
Yeah.
I was able to go down a little bit. The owner wanted a bit more, so we're happy with
That's
that.
good.
Also, because we live in a lake city, so there is a city with the lake, and
Hmm.
we are right on the lake, and there
Okay.
are mountains on the other side. So
Okay.
it's a vacation.
It's the location
Uh,
price.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. You guys are going to, oh, sounds amazing and peaceful. I'm so
yeah,
excited for you guys and happy that you're doing well.
yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I I think about your position in this transition, and I remember the feeling when you don't know what to do or you don't know what's going to be next. But at the same time, which is not a good feeling. But at the
Yeah.
same time, there is something magic about it because it's the unknown. You're open
Yeah.
to countless possibilities, really, and
Yeah.
it's not. You don't have to underestimate the power of the position you're in. I think
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very good.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it is like nerve wracking, but I'm excited because, whatever's to come next, it's my decision to do what I want to do. And, these last couple of years have kind of been, I need a job because I need to, pay off, student loans, and I just got a car, so I need to pay off this car. So,
Yeah,
it's those things, but I know whatever I do next, it will be what I probably do for the rest of my life, including this, doing the podcast. This is also a part of what I want to do. I want to talk to military brats that are in high school and let them know that the decisions that they're making today, it's not going to be catastrophic. Like, it's not going to ruin the rest of your life.
no,
You have so much life to live, and just let them know that the decisions of today, it doesn't mean that you can't have a good life, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to grow and learn. And because I think sometimes when we were younger, we didn't think we could, as you followed what your father wanted, and a lot of us, followed what our parents wanted. We didn't get the opportunity to know what we wanted for ourselves. And so I want to do that for the next generation, kind of help them have the right mindset going into adulthood.
yeah. I think it's a honorable mission, and
Thank you.
I cherish you, and and let's go, Gina. Continue
Thank
this
you.
way because they need it. I mean, when I was 18 years old, I would have wanted somebody to tell me this.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and that's why coming back to the question, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? That's why I would say, don't worry, everything is gonna be okay. Even if
Exactly.
you don't succeed as soon as you want, you don't do what you think you have to do. No, that's all. That's all imaginary. That's all a creation of our mind of what we think the world should be. But the reality is different, and life hits you differently, different times. You know, so just
Yeah.
be yourself. Be optimistic. Be optimistic. That's a huge thing. Some of my patients hate me because I'm so optimistic. Anytime something bad happens, I'm always listing the good things about it. You know,
Yeah.
oh well, the good you got hurt, but yeah, the good thing is that now you can focus on your weaknesses and come back stronger, and then and other things.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, that's
so yeah,
awesome. Yes, thank you, Fabio, for coming on the podcast, for having this conversation with me. I will definitely be coming to Italy to visit, so I'm gonna hit you up.
yeah, I'm close
And
to
if
Milan,
you
so
ever, yeah, oh yes, oh yeah. So if you ever stateside as well, hit me up. I would love to see you. congrats to you and your wife on the new baby. And
Thank you.
I'm excited to see what the future has for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm excited to see what the future holds for you too. And I will follow you along.
Thank you. I will follow you too.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in for another episode on the Stories of the Dandelion podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please go and share it with a friend, a colleague, or even a family member. And make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms so you can stay up to date on when the episodes are coming out and what is involved in each episode. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you all next Military Brat Monday.